Right, today is the 22nd of July, 2024. We're looking at the E-mini S&P 500. Let's talk about it. I'm long. I'm long up to this area here. It's a 20R trade. Big, big trade for me. Um, and I'm going to talk about why. First things first, here's the higher time frame. Here's a daily look. So, if you haven't already caught my previous video, I'm declaring that this is a higher time frame high. Okay, now just on the daily alone, it's already worked out. Okay, I mean that is the higher time frame high. That's what I sort of was talking about when it was occurring. I wasn't thinking, and I'm calling it sort of in these black bars here, right, at the high end of this. And the reason I was able to do that is based on the lower time frame price action. Okay. So once I started seeing this happen and it's fallen down, it's closed day after day. I mean, that is the high confirmed completed because I don't honestly know exactly where we're going to get to with regards to price, like how deep it's actually going to have as a pullback. This green line is my confident target at a bare minimum. Okay. And so we're pulling down price. And now let's sort of switch to our lower time frame to sort of help explain why we're long and what's really going on. So the first thing I would like to discuss is the target, okay? The current target. So we've had this higher time frame potential high. We actually thought we had a target way up here in no man's land. That didn't work out, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is the actual target we're playing now because we had a liquidated state into another liquidated state up into another liquidated state, and we've broken and closed it, right? How have we broken and closed it? With strength and aggression. So we are doing a multiple from not only this one here, we can get rid of that. It was this box right here, right? And so if we just double it in size, that's where we're getting our extension targets. Okay, so here's my extension target where I believe price is going to go to. And that's what's going on right now, right? And so as we've pulled down price, they didn't really give too many opportunities to get short. Okay, it wasn't like we were creating sell primaries and initiations. No, they kind of just moved price very rapidly in their direction, which is great actually, because that's what we want to see. Now, as we have come back down, um, the first thing I noticed from, say, this morning as I get to the charts is this buy primary in here. And let's sort of zoom in so we can see it. There it is. This buy primary. Now, I'm always looking for, in an instance like this, where we're just pulling down price, I'm looking for that sell primary. Here's a sell primary, right? And so I'm expecting this one to hold, or at least to have something to do with what's happening. Um, so I get this one in, right? I'm loving it, everything else, and I'm sort of willing to trade off of it. Now, I wasn't available Friday for trading, so I couldn't unfortunately do anything with that, but I see it, everything else, right? I get to the screens right around here, around 7:20, 7:30, and this sell primary has been completely taken. So it's not tradable, right? Once it's taken, it's gone. So what did price do instead? Price did what I was thinking at that time was like maybe a buy primary into a sell primary, but it was actually a sell primary into a buy primary. Okay, so it's an initiation, I think, long. And so that's really where we are right now. So as price came down here, there was lots of sort of interest as far as like when to, when is the actual low. But if you stay cool, calm, like a cucumber, and remain collected, you can actually figure out, like I was able to stay out of the market here until this trade. And I don't really want to go into too much detail about that part of it because it would just take too long. But suffice it to say, there were lots of sort of opportunities here where it looked like it was going to be a buy primary into a sell primary into a buy primary, etc., etc., etc. And then we got finally the initiation occurred, right? And so the initiation looked like this. Let's just take that one out just for funsies. So we had a sell primary into a buy primary, and on the lower time frames, 15 seconds, it looked really good. liquidated state, a liquidated state. Just look at this one here, for instance, right? You see how this was a liquidated state? You had a range here, right? The break of structure there. So what was the last thing that this range did? It took the liquidity right at the very end and then initiated away. So that was actually the primary there, and I actually drew it out purple box from the low here because this was the one that did the damage. Okay, so all I was looking for at that instance and that point in time was for price to come up and over and break this transitional, and it did. Okay, so we got that, and now we've got an extension target. Okay, the first extension target was here, right? Just double that initiation. So we had, and what's great about this is we'd initiated higher prices and then had that pullback. And it was the pullback where I entered because we hadn't hit the initiation target. So we've got something to reach for, number one. Number two, as we came back down, we made complete concept right here, sell primary into a buy primary, HLFC with IC, right? If you look at my other videos, you'll see HLFC with IC absolutely everywhere, and that's because that's what I'm looking for. You know, that's the trading style that I'm looking for here. That's the methodology that I've created. And so we get that, and then we initiate. So where do I enter? Boom, right on that break. I actually entered a market order. I let the price break here, and I came back in and I dipped in right here. I think price was something like down here at the time, and when I pressed, it was sort of got filled there, and it was a nice fill. Nice fill, nice order, nice location. Price initiates away. Very little drawdown. Happy days are here to stay. And then as we're monitoring what price has done, this A to B movement out, what am I looking for? Well, HLFC again. And this is where it gets a little confusing because this was a great initiation over here, a very small one. But I didn't spot concept. I couldn't find concept here. So that's why this box is drawn on red. So I believe that this is a faux pas down here. And that does not matter, okay? It's actually a good thing. If you think about it, right? Once you've entered a trade, we don't care at that point what they go on to create, as long as it goes off in our direction, which it is doing right now, right? So we don't actually care if they make this bullshit range here that they're gonna. This was created for liquidity purposes. They do this for liquidity purposes, okay? They come back to the 50% but didn't make concept, and so we're not interested, really, in why it's been made at this point. We don't care why it's been made, but just know that cause is screaming here, okay? That's what's really happening for a future event that we don't know about. It could be now, it could be today, it could come up from here and slam down here, right? That could be what's going on, but I doubt it. I think that they made this for a future run. And so all of this is going to become liquidity. And so as it becomes liquidity, it's okay for them to put in these kinds of bullshit ranges because they're hard to trade from. They're not predictable, right? So anyone who does get in on this kind of stuff, well done, congratulations. You're seeing something I'm not, or maybe your strategy allows you in on these, which is absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. I just believe it's going to be liquidity in a future time period. Hey, Feedy, I got my little puppy. She's been very, very playful. She's very playful. She doesn't like me talking because she thinks I'm speaking to somebody else. I'm actually just talking to the camera. Or not camera, the screen, whatever. So what's going on? We've got this higher time frame primary being created, being put in, right? Which we like. And then what does that mean for us? That means that we're going to get an extension out of it if this is valid. So the extension is going to look like this, right? Something like that. The green line represents the extension target. So my take profit is going to be way up here at the top, because I believe that that's what's happening. Now, you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute. You were just talking about shorts a minute ago, like big time shorts, right? So what's going on there? Well, for anyone who was really paying attention, all of the targets have now been met, except for this higher time frame big one, this big green box marker down here. Sorry, this line. This has not been met. And what does that mean? Really, it means this. Because it starts from the high, because so beg pardon, it starts from here, it ends here, so that's the extension, right? It's double that move, okay? And this would be the 50% line of it. And so what that is really going on is anywhere between this high and this low at this point, we can do anything at all, take any kind of liquidity we need to, and get down to this target. All it means is that we're gonna get down to this target. We just don't know when. We just know that, or expect this high not to be broken. That's it, right? And so that is the key to my current trade. Because yes, we are higher time frame shorts, big time, but right now we've put in something that looks quite good for the buys. And the buy side of thing has got an extension up to this green line. That's it. And that makes perfect sense if we were to continue shorts, right? Because we've got a range here, they've initiated down to here. Guess what? Price works its way up, clicks that area, mitigates, and then can roll over and continue lower prices. Will that occur? I don't know. Is there a good chance it will? Yeah, there is. I mean, we're initiating away. We're about to put in that primary, put in that initiation, and to get to that target. So everything here is looking good for me on this trade idea right now. We will see what happens, obviously, in the very near future here, but that's what I'm doing and looking out for, and that's my trade idea. So a 20R trade, very big trade. This will be my biggest, if this clicks over and take profits, this will be my biggest trade yet on the E-mini S&P 500. I've yet to take a 20R trade here on this. Getting more confident on this platform with futures and getting more confident with these targets, these extension targets. So yeah, that's this video. We're just waiting to see what sort of plays out and how really we react when we break this high. Do we break it with gusto? If we do, that's a good sign for us. If we break it with sort of just a wick and then flick back down, maybe that's not such a good sign for us. Maybe that could mean that we're creating a buy primary into a sell primary, and that will be the extension. So we've got to be a little cautious. So one could have a target here. One could also take some off here at this level at the break. But there should be a break of structure right here. There should be a break of structure for sure, either way, regardless of what's going to happen, even if we are about to put in a big sell. Let's just back out just a smidgy little bit. Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be lots of opportunity to put in a short here. So yeah, price could actually just be putting in that short, like we said, going sell here. But because you've got that target, it's going to be tricky. Okay, so I'm going to keep my trade going exactly as is, not moving my profit, take profit at all. Price could come up to here, to this level here, where I've marked out now, and reject away. And that could be another good trade to take short. It's all going to be about, this one, it's all going to be about how we take this high. Do we take it with aggression, or do we wick? Do we immediately come back in? Do we come in and then do this? Or do we keep powerhousing up? If we powerhouse up and get through this level, then I'm going to be very confident in taking profit up here. And I won't be taking profit anywhere else but up here, if that's the case. Now, if we do reject that back down here, then, and put in an initiation, then I've really got to analyze things. Then I'll probably go break even or something like that, okay, in that instance, because it just makes sense to protect yourself once, the market is proven that it's maybe doing something else or is showing signs of not being so bullish anymore. All right, love, peace out to anyone watching. Yeah, ask any questions, and good luck with your own trading. Hope you are smashing it, crushing it, and living your best life. All right, catch you on the next one.